Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Baldur's Gate 3. I'm your host, Colors Fade. It's episode 43, and we are on our way to do Halsin's quest. This was actually part of the prior episode, but it made the episode too long, so I had to chop it off and put it as a separate thing, so you're catching it kind of midstream. Halsin, okay. Listen, my friend.
Well met.
Dang it. Get up here.
You're here. Good. Now we can begin.
Begin what? I want to know what to expect.
Thaniel is trapped in the Shadowfell, but thanks to your efforts, I know where to look. Now I must go there, alone.
Hold on, shouldn't I come with you?
No. This opportunity has been 100 years in the making. It has to be me. And only me. But I didn't bring you here to witness an old druid's grandstanding. You have a part to play in this, and I trust you will play it well. With the Oakfather's blessing, I can infiltrate the Shadowfell, but doing so will sap my strength. I'll need your help if I'm to return. I need you to stay here, keep the portal open until I return, and defend it at all costs.
Okay, you can count on me.
Good. Now it's important that only I pass through the portal once it opens. The magic is fragile. Any mistake, and our one chance will be lost forever. It took me years of study, of seeking the Oakfather's favor, to find a way to part the veil. Pray that this works. Oakfather, hear me. Aid me. Force open the jaws of darkness. Make passage for your vessel of light. It's ready. I'll return with Thaniel as soon as possible. Stay close to the portal. Buy me what time you can.
Oh my. Oh yay, it's our favorites. Shadows. Well, what do you got? A bunch of guys here. Wraith and a shadow. Can you hex the Wraith in? Dexterity, where would it be? I gotta scroll around to find it. Okay. And these things are what? They're vulnerable to fire, aren't they? Oh no, they have fire resistance. Fire damage against this entity from magical attacks is halved. From non-magical attacks is halved. Fire damage is halved. Well, it's still the most amount of damage that I can do, unless I want to do Hunger of Hadar. Cold resistance is halved. Acid resistance is halved. So you might as well just launch Fireball. Might as well launch a Fireball. Wait a minute. What do I have for you? What level of a Warlock are you? You're a 6 Warlock. You have the Devil's Sight. I got an idea about this. I'm going to have you launch Fireball. No, I got a better idea. No, this will work. I'm going to try it. Where's our darkness spell? Oh, we don't have it out. Okay. You don't have darkness. She does. Alright, that works. Let's do this. Oh yeah. Get all of these guys. I wish I could just hold the control key down and make this land where I wanted it to. They get half damage anyways, so don't worry about it. I still killed one of them, so that's nice. Aura of Vile. Don't use that. Drain my strength. Go for it. Alright, you. Shadow, Wraith. Nail this thing. Make it hurt. Okay. Something happened there. A little delay there. Kill it. She handles that one nicely. Okay, now get out of the way. I want you to go over here.
Path be true.
Shadow Mastiff. Oh man. Where are those things coming? Will is heavily encumbered. Okay, Shadowheart. Darkness, baby. Now you should have absolutely no problem. Healing radiance, yeah. Should have no problem fighting those things in here, but now I can't see him. What happened to him? They just disappear? Whoa, they're attacking the... Oh there. Oh there, Wanderer. Stay that course. Okay. Get out there in the water. Did they disappear? Are they gone? Oh my gosh, are they really? Are they really? Oh my god, there's a whole bunch more things. Okay, well, how many things do you want to try to kill? With your fireball. You got one fireball left, buddy. Nice to get some of those birds there too. Get more of the birds. Okay. What do you got? You got a bird here. How many hit points has it got? 19? That's the shadow. How many hit points does the bird have? 1. And this thing has 5. Okay. Use this. Kill that. Bonus attack used on this. That's great. That's great. Now, do you have anything that can do some damage? You have a lot of things that could do. Oh, burning hands. Bring it out here. Bring it out here, darling. I'd like to see you use that on those birds. Anything else? Anything else that we have multiples of? Dark vision. Okay. Yeah, you might want to use one of those. Stay there. Okay, shadow job bite. Knock it prone? I don't think so. Oh my god. No. Okay. You have how many fireballs left? One. What if you come down here and help with this? For shame. Get out of here. Nah. Oh, we gotta kill them. Can't let that keep happening. We cannot let that keep happening. Okay. Both of these guys, 33. Want to try and cleave them? Okay, that was nice. Still got a dog here. Don't need to smite him. He's gone. Take this person and kill them. Don't need to do anything fancy with them. And then there's this guy. We don't have another move for him, but that's okay. Hellish Rebuke. No, save them. Save your spells. We want to use them for some serious snaring. Some serious smiting, I mean. Oh my god, Will, you're gonna have a whole bunch of stuff to blow up over there. Birds. Will. Oh my god, there's just a bunch of them just jumped right up there. A bunch more of them. Oh, they came out of the water, the survivors. You don't have any more spells, do you? Okay. Can't reach the destination. Why can't... Oh, you don't have any strength. Oh, son of a gun. Okay, hold on. I do have a potion of hill giant strength somewhere. I think Jadruk has it. Elixir of hill giant strength. You got two of them. Send one to Will. You can only send both of them, so that's fine. Because you're what's your strength at right now? 2? Dude. Nice. Move over here. Okay. That's a decent way to get out of that kind of trouble. Lizelle, your job, should you choose to accept it. There's what? There's a shadow and a wraith. Okay. Kill this thing by doing this. That helps. Okay. Killed that one. Stand right there in front of that guy. Oh yeah, she does. She just got nailed. Jeez. Okay. How much damage can you do, sister? I mean, that's a lot of people there. Okay, not enough actions for that. Hey, leave that alone. Leave that alone. Leave her alone. Running out of smite spells here. Let's do this. Smite with one of the bigger ones. Okay. Just hit that one. That works. Now what do we got? Got this jerk and this jerk and that jerk. Okay. Okay, take care of that situation. What do we got left here? Oh, it's lost half its hit points. If I were doing this again, I would do it a little differently. And the one thing I would do is a wall of fire. I'd use one of those spells. Because killing things one by one, there's just too many people here.
We just have to buy him a little more time.
Shadow Cursed Pilgrim only has 1 hit point. Okay. Well. This deals 1d6 damage. Is there anybody else that's got 1 hit point? Yeah. I don't know, just hit him with what? Strength? Sure. Oh, it didn't actually deal damage. Alright. Lizelle, because you have Scroll of Wall of Fire. You got 3 of them. I need you to get out of there, darling. Okay, first of all, this. Because the Scroll of Wall of Fire would be awesome. And get him out of there and put the Wall of Fire here. Oof, well. Oh my god, there's only 1 hit point there. 1 hit point. So 1. And he's down to 1 hit point. Rats. Okay.
My injuries need tending.
Tend to them then. I'm over here busy killing things. Pushes your target away and possibly knocks it prone. Well, that would be good if I could do it unlike that guy. Or that guy. Oh god, there's so many of them. How many have few hit points? 1. They've all got a lot of hit points. This is just not going to be easy, is it? Okay, fire damage on this bozo. You need to die. Okay. Jadruk, my man. Now. Entangle undead and shadow creatures. Is it an area of effect? Oh, it is. Oh, please just, yes, land it right here. Okay, so if I do that, yeah, can Not enough. Well, punch it. That was enough. Oh, you're gonna try to... Oh, and the darkness is gone. Okay. $62, I'm a little concerned. I'm concerned because Will can't kill all these guys on his own. Well, you can get that guy. What about this guy? He's a 23. If you got Luck of the Far Realms, use it. Critical hit him. Okay, we need somebody else to come with a way to kill that person. You are going to die. Can you get rid of this thing? Okay. How many more magic missiles you got? 1. This is 8. I'd like to kill that guy instead, but... Thank you, Battle Mage. Okay, get up here. Where you're needed to protect. My Sharn disciple. What are you to hit these guys? He's 43 and he's 40. Okay. You gotta start smiting guys, man. Let's hope this does it. What the hell? Okay, I hurt him. Gain attack rolls on Celestials, Fiends, and Undead for 2 turns. Well, we got about 2 turns left here. Don't do that. Don't do that. Just get up here. That was bad. Okay, what do you got? He's got 5 hit points. Alright, we're standing proud right here in the front. Let's see what happens. That's what I was hoping for. I was hoping some of that would happen. 42. Little concerning. Portal is dying.
It's done. I have him.
Wow. Thank you.
But something's wrong. Dreadfully wrong. No. It can't be.
We need to get Daniel someplace safe.
Yes. I'll bring him back to camp. He'll be safest with us. I need to examine him. I need to understand what's wrong. It's almost like something's missing from him. Come see us when you can.
Is there anything left for us to kill? I don't think so.
Awake and alert.
Okay, peoples. Jeez, that was a little nuts. I'm gonna need 2 short rests to make sure everybody's healed.
That helped.
Okay. I gotta save the game here. I have to take a little break. Okay, I'm back, and I went through and picked through the loot on this battlefield, but I noted that there was one thing that I have been neglecting. Well, probably more than one, but this is the thing that I've been neglecting the most, is that the paladins, as a bonus action, get Divine Sense, which gains advantage on attack rolls against Celestials, Fiends, and Undead, which is what a lot of this stuff is. So I definitely need to make more use of that. So I put it in a location where all my paladins can get through it. And it's also pretty nice having all these smites. That's pretty cool. Anyway, the number one thing, of course, is that Bind Pact Weapon keeps being this thing that I fail to do. She's got that one. Yeah, you can see on it, it says Pact Weapon for her. I just need to make sure her and the wheel are using their Pact Weapons all the time. I do have a lot of curiosity about whether I should... I mean, this whether I should respect my character. I should finish my sentences here. This being a level 8 paladin, I keep trying to figure out what it is that he might have access to that a level 2 paladin / all the rest of your levels in warlock wouldn't get access to. And there is an answer for that. And that answer is this. I have to look it up on the website again. They get Aura of Protection at level 6, which utilizes their charisma bonus. You and nearby allies gain a bonus to saving throws equal to your charisma modifier. So he should have that because he's beyond level 6. Aura of Protection. And it's this thing. It's on all the time. It's already active. You and nearby allies gain a 3+ bonus to save and throw. So I need to make sure that we work a little bit more as a team and stay together. And this is the one thing that I wish the game would do. And I don't know if this is a Dungeons and Dragons 5e rule or a rule simply for Larian, but I would love to be able to delay my turn and wait for enemies to come to me. You've seen me do that a lot playing the Pathfinder games. Oh, and also, by the way, we're playing mod free through the whole thing now. That was a mistake to start this series with a mod, especially for the number of people who asked, please don't use mods. So we certainly won't be using any mods along the way, the rest of the way, but there is a very cool mod that I do want to play with, and it's one that lets you use the WASD keys to move around. So you can be up high like this and do the point and click, and then you can zoom in a little bit and use your WASD keys to run around with, and the camera automatically follows you. It's actually 2 mods together, I guess, but I would really like to try that out. It makes the game play like Neverwinter Nights, which would be really cool because that's one of my favorite games of all time. That I actually need to spend a little more time playing and talking about. So, on the quest side of things, what we need to do, the path to the inner sanctum is open. We need to go do that, of course, for Shadowheart. But first, Halsin has rescued Daniel, but the spirit of the land is ill. If we want to help, we should speak to Halsin at the camp. At camp. Oh, so we need to go speak to him. Okay. At camp. Well, then what else do we have to do here? Wrong inner. Rescue the Grand Duke. These are all my companion quests. We found the amulet. It's got to go to Baldur's Gate, Worm's Crossing. Find the Knot Song. Found a plaque that claims it's in the Temple of Shar. We freed a deep gnome in Grimforge, but more of the kin were taken to Moonrise Towers. We have to get to Moonrise Towers. Bex's lover was one of the tieflings taken. So these are all Moonrise Towers things. Let's go to camp and see Halsin.
Tragedy. Less than that. Crime.
Which is probably a good thing, because we've used all our short rests. The thing with the paladin / warlock is that they get all of those smites that can be used after every single short rest. So me as a paladin, I got to be a little more judicious with them because they use up spell slots. Your warlocks get something far better. Scratch, what do you got, buddy? What'd you find for me
Dog
now? Another
wags
bone?
his tail, a small bag clenched between his teeth.
What is
He
it?
gives in and surrenders his fine
Sublimate of frosted ears. Well, that's...
Scratch's tongue lolls out
That's a
happily,
little more
his
interesting.
tail wagging even faster.
Go boy. Arsonist oil. Wow, recipe unlocked. Okay. The other thing I haven't been doing is using my poisons. And what I really want to do is have her use them because she hits so much more frequently than everybody else. In fact, I'm going to take a second to find all the poisons and give them to her. Okay, we've done all the inventory management that I want to do. Now we're going to go see a house.
I've seen everything.
Scale. There he is. House. Part of going through this game is just figuring out how to manage your inventory the way you want to. I love that this is all customizable, but trying to figure it out sometimes is a little bit much. Concentration blast. Must be concentrating on another spell to do this. Yes, I know. Oh, Put this over here. This over here. Find familiar. Scratch can be summoned.
Thaniel is resting, but it's no easy slumber. I discovered what's wrong with him. The shadows rendered him in two when they bore him away to the Shadowfell. Half of his essence remained here, amidst the curse. What stayed behind would have been the strongest part of him. But after all these years left in the darkness, corruption must have taken hold.
Tell me how I can help.
It's both simple and not. We need to find Thaniel's missing half and make him whole again. Only the missing half may not come willingly. The curse will have sunk its tendrils deep, twisting Thaniel's essence into something else.
Yeah, I met a sort of shadow child before. A little boy named Oliver, around Thaniel's age.
And you saw this boy yourself? That can't be a coincidence, but we need to be sure. And I truly mean we, if you wish. Every moment counts, and I've asked much of you already without being at your side. If you want me, I'm yours. Against the curse, against the absolute. Anything. Just say the word.
Join me. Okay, stay here for now.
I'll be ready.
I think it's probably a good idea to bring him. I'm only guessing on that, though. So what I'm going to do is remove Will, and we'll grab Halsin. Will, what does Will have, though? Does Will have anything that... Well, he's got this fancy unseen menace. Will, for the time being... Okay, I'm gonna set him up. I don't know exactly how to set Halsin up, because I don't know what skills he has. So for now, I'm going to strip this character down a little bit, and I'll set Halsin up. This will take a couple minutes. All right, Halsin's with us. This took a little bit of time, and I got to tell you the story about this one. Man. So I'm over here. I'm going up, leveling up Halsin. You get him at level 1, so you can level him up. At level 2, he gets to choose his druid subclass. He's defaults to Circle of the Moon. I don't know anything about druids. I did some really cursory glancing at the different subclasses and decided to go with Circle of Spores because I saw something that might be kind of neat with it. But as I'm setting him up, every time I was going in to level him up, my computer started beeping at me. So I pulled out MSI Afterburner and I noticed my CPU temps were over 90. So I thought, okay, this sucks. I had bought a water cooler weeks ago in anticipation of this hot summer and knowing that my CPU temps have been a little hot as of late, especially after I got the 4070 Ti video card. So at 90 and with the computer beeping at me, the funny thing was I would click on the X to close his level up screen and it would stop beeping. I was like, why is it just the level up screen? I still don't know the answer to that. I just know that it was really hot. So I thought, fine. Okay, luckily I had bought this water cooler weeks ago. So I thought I'm just going to take a couple hours out of my day. I hate tinkering with hardware on my computer. I hate it. My fingers are really fat and it's really hard for me to deal with all the little tiny screws you have to deal with. But I did it, got it installed, and this same screen while I'm leveling up, my temperature is 60 degrees C on the CPU. I'm thrilled. That's a 30-degree drop with this water cooler. I'm sure the improved airflow from it helps too, but it was just amazing. So anyway, here's what we're doing. He's got Wapira's Crown. When he's healing another wearer, he gains 1 to 6 hit points. I don't know if that's going to come into play. He's got the Hide Armor, which gets him a +1 to initiative roll and +2 to his dex bonus since he's got 14 dex. I took both of his feats, leveling up to level 8, I just pushed points into, so wisdom. So for the first one, he had a 17 wisdom. I pushed 1 point into it and took resolve so that he gets proficiency, +3 proficiency to his saving throws from that. And then for the second one, I just put both points into wisdom because he's going to be using Shillelagh to, quarterstaff or club required. Okay. That's the other thing. Right now he's got this sword, but what I'd really like him to do is use this. He's got a rare one. He's gonna have to grab this, and it counts as a club. So actually, if I tell him to do this, there we go. There's his club. Can he still use a shield with it? Yes, good. Okay, so now he's got a club. He's at +3 to hit with it. It's nothing, but you do. Bonus action Shillelagh for him, and now he's at a +8 to hit with it. And he has something that helps with that. Okay, so he's got some cool stuff. He's light, that's not a big doing. He's got Ice Knife off of this, so I don't have to memorize that spell. He's got the Snowburst Ring. When the wearer deals cold damage, they also create a 4.5 meter circle of ice around the target. So that's cool. So when he uses Ice Knife, the one time he gets to use that, he'll use it. I should probably actually memorize it as a spell too, so he has it and something else. This ring's going to come in handy. He needs to do some ice damage. Then I've got Hail of Thorns off of these gloves. Oh, and then this is it. When the wielder is holding a weapon empowered by Shillelagh, and when they are hit by a melee attack, the attacker takes 5 piercing damage. So I thought that would be kind of fun. So then his core thing here is going to be this. Symbiotic Entity. Gain 32 temporary hit points and deal an additional 1 to 6 necrotic damage while you have them. Cast Halo of Spores with double damage. Halo of Spores. Unleash a cloud of necrotic spores upon a target. This uses a reaction, so other reactions won't trigger this turn. So that's going to deal double that amount of damage. And then you can do cool things like Blight. Plants are more susceptible to this spell. 8d8 necrotic damage. Still take half damage if they succeed their roll. He can do Bone Chill. An undead target receives disadvantage on that. He can raise Animate Dead. Fungal Infection. Raise a mildewed, mold-encrusted zombie from a corpse. He can conjure a minor elemental, and he can common a woodland being who will also summon a wood woad. And then he's got Flame Blade as a bonus action. So conjure a flaming scimitar into your hand if he wants to, but he won't because we'll be using Shillelagh. So it's cool. I think the only thing to do is adjust a couple of his spells here. So I'll take a second to do that. Okay, so he's done. I gave him Ice Storm because he has it, and I gave him spell Ice Knife so he can cast it from any one of his spell slots if he wants to as well. And then he has Healing Word and this heal over here, so it should be fun. Anyway, he's got that light. It's time for us to rest. Do some camp supplies here. A mug of beer. We're gonna get all wind up before we go out there. A good berry. Is there such a thing as a bad berry? It's cucumber. 4 camp supplies. I need something worth 3. Something worth 3. Yeah. Potato is. So we will go see what we need to do about this. We'll go see the boy that we messed with earlier, Oliver, who had the one weird eye and looked like he was half cyborg. I was wondering what was up with that kid. And so what I did is I said I was going to keep Shadowheart and pull Will offline for this particular quest. But here's the reason why we're taking Will instead. Will is 1 level above Shadowheart in terms of Warlock levels because Shadowheart has the 1 level of Cleric. So that gives him access to Fireball and she won't get it till next level. And then also he still has this polearm of his that is invisible, which gives him advantage on his attack rolls. So, I mean, that's pretty awesome. I love that thing. I didn't know about it in my other playthrough, and I didn't get it. I didn't buy it from the Githyanki, and that was disappointing. So Oliver was near a house. Oh, he's right there. So we just need to go to the shadowed battlefield. Well, that's easy. Okay. Oliver, my man, I think you're up in this direction. Yep. Okay, what did I forget to do? The same thing I always forget to do. Packed buying his weapon. Now we can go. Let's get up here and see the boy. I have no idea if this results in a combat encounter or not. I just know that when I started talking to the kid, I immediately remembered, oh no, this is a bummer.
I won fair and square. There's no point in playing again. I want a challenge.
Though shrouded in shadows, the child's resemblance to Thaniel is unmistakable. This must be his dark half, warped by the curse.
Go on, find someone else to play with.
I know who you really are and where you really belong. You need to reunite with Thaniel.
Spoil sport. I'm not going back. I like it here. I've made a family for myself. I get to play all the time.
This is one of the best voice acted and animated sections of the whole game. This kid, it is 100% believable. If you're a parent, you know. Like it or not, you don't belong here.
Yes, I do. You can't make me do anything. I don't want to play with you anymore.
He's fled. We need to track him down. Wherever the curse is the strongest, that's where he'll go. That's where he'll feel safe.
Do we have to go through this thing then? Oh boy. Okay. Where are we? We're in battle time. Oh, what the hell is this? He's here. The Night Dome. And this thing. Daddy. And Mummy. Are we somewhere? Oh, we're back here. At this place. The House of Healing. Yeah, remember we had to fight here, and then there's the Temple of Shar. There's a Shar poster underneath there. We killed all these people. Oh, interesting. Okay, well, Will... Is it fireball time, buddy? I gotta move your fireball to the top, because that is something that I definitely want to make more use of. Okay. What are these resistances on these things? They have massive resistance to cold, fire, electricity, some necrotic resistance, and poison resistance. Oh, damage. Poison damage against this entity is nullified. That means it doesn't even count. This is halved. Okay, so we don't... There's going to be no necrotic damage against him. And the rest of it is halved. Sunlight sensitivity. Okay. Sunlight sensitivity. Well then. And of course I've got... Divines. Why is your board all messed up? Never mind, it's not messed up. I just learned how to reorder the stuff. Divine Sense. Gain advantage and attack rolls against Celestials, Fiends, and Undead. These guys are what? Fiends or Undead? What are they? They're Undead. Okay, yeah, this is the thing I had not been using enough of. Do that. Give yourself that, and then Hunger of Hadar. Cold. Creatures within this black sphere are blinded and take damage to them and turn the start of their turn. But is it near me? Oh, I can move it. Oh, so yeah. Let's do that. They're blinded. She blinded me with science. Okay. So now they don't like sunlight. Moonbeam. It's radiant damage. What's it say about radiant damage for them? Acid resistance. Doesn't say about them being vulnerable to it, but it says they've got a sun. Does this count as sunlight? Call down a beam of light that damages any creature that enters the beam or starts its turn in the light. That would be interesting. Let's do this instead. Action. Symbiotic entity. Gain temporary hit points. Okay. That's nice. Unleash a cloud of necrotic spores upon a target. This uses a reaction, so other reactions won't trigger off this turn. He's got what? He's got the Night Dome? Do you have to kill Mummy and Daddy first to make the Night Dome go away, maybe? That would make a lot of sense. Do your Shillelagh. Okay. Fungal infestation. Raise a mildewed, mold-encrusted zombie from a corpse. How far out can you do? Target can't be reanimated. But it's a corpse. It's the literal definition of a corpse. Shadow corpse, Harper. Oh. Target is too far. Okay. Well then, I'm just gonna leave this exactly where it is for right now. You, on the other hand, have an option to do some things here. Choices. Okay. Got a firebolt and a magic missile. Let's move some stuff around for you here. That is minor, and this is minor, and this is just scrolls. Well, magic missile. You should be able to hurt one of them. It's what kind of damage is it? Force damage. Yep, it didn't like that, did it? Okay.
I'll make my own fun if I have to. And my own friends.
Friends until the end on stuff. Daddy's lecture on Halsin. Daddy needs an 18 to hit and they rolled a critical hit. Well, then let's portent die them. And he rolled an 18 on her. Okay, let's use them up then. What was that thing? Oh my god, what are these things? Shadow friends. Shadow friends. Gain advantage in attack rolls against undead. Hold on, are these things undead? Yeah, they are. They're level 1 shadows. I have a feeling we have to kill Mummy and Daddy first. So I'm not sure how much use it is to me to do this. Survival instinct. Yeah, I don't need to do that yet. Those things are dead.
Should have just left me alone. Spoil my fun. I'll teach you a lesson.
Yeah.
Just you watch.
He can see in the dark, so he's probably the best person to go up here and get some advantage on this. So let's do this. What's he get for that? Blinded, yeah, but dude, you can... Oh, it's because... Okay, so you're rolling with disadvantage? Yeah, but you can still get an 80% chance to smack this thing. I am my disappointment. Does anybody want to explain to me how that happens? Well then. Halo of spores. Well. No damage. It's completely nullified. So what if I do this? I gotta move it onto me, eh? Okay. That's interesting. So necrotic damage, and there's nothing I can do to that kid until I get that dome destroyed, is there? Piercing necrotic. Animate dead. But I don't have anything around to animate it on. Gaseous form. Could I use gaseous form to get inside his bubble? Probably not. Could conjure a woodland being. Okay. Expect Expecto Patronum. Yeah, well, we're not wild shaping, so. That's interesting. Let's see, can we do any damage to that bubble? Oh, maybe we can. Okay, you can do damage to that bubble. That's alright. And that did damage to his bubble as well. Okay.
My path be true.
Daddy's lecture. We're gonna kill that guy. Who fell down? Is that Halsin? Oh no, it's the Dryad. Immune to difficult terrain. Save it for the kid.
Stop that! We're supposed to be playing, not breaking things.
That made it to 177. Not enough movement. Rats. Okay. And I can't see anything out of here, so it won't let me. Okay. I think we might need to be able to see. So I think the smart thing to do here might be to moonbeam this. Best mummy ever. 1 to 10 radiant damage. What's this? 4 to 40 damage. Slam it.
Ex textura.
Okay, the darkness is gone. Now, what do you got left? Nothing. You can do Halo of Spores again. No, isn't it? I don't know what I'm doing. You can't do anything about that. Okay, leave me there. Will, what are these? These guys are 1 apiece. Okay, can you manage to do it from her? Can you manage to do this? Okay, are you cursed in some way? That's 3 critical misses for him in a row. That's 3 critical misses in a row. What are the odds? What are the odds of that happening? Now you get a crit response out of it. I mean, 3 critical hits in a row is... 3 critical misses in a row is kind of... That's stunning. That's... You guys are 1 point apiece, so that's what we should have been doing the whole time.
Spoiling my fun! Stop it right now, or you'll be sorry.
No, kid.
Time to waste.
I won't be sorry. You're at 94 to hit that. Use one of these. Smack it.
Why are you doing this? All I wanted to do was play.
Yeah, that's what they all say, kid. Fuse your crossbow bolts. Don't care about it. So let's do this. Okay, the Night Dome. Friends until the end. Probably best if you smack this night dome thing. It's probably 100% to hit it no matter what, right? Yeah, so use your power attack. Okay, this was not as complicated of a fight as I thought it was going to be.
Why couldn't you just leave me alone? Why can't I just stay here playing? I had everything I've ever wanted, right here! And you've ruined it. I'm not leaving. You can't make me.
Be gentle. He's much more than a child. But he doesn't truly know that.
Be gentle. Okay. Oh. Let's see. Talk to him, Halsin. You know what needs to be said better than anyone.
It shall be done. Oliver, nobody is making you leave. This is your home. But it is dark, empty, lonely. I don't want you to be alone. I want you to be with Thaniel.
Why should I go back to him? He abandoned me.
No, you were stolen from each other. Neither of you are to blame. And I know your pain. I truly do. Thaniel was my friend also. I played with him, grew up while he stayed the same. He made me who I am today. And then he was ripped away from me. Same as for you. But you need not be alone any longer. You need not invent friends. Thaniel is back. He is waiting for you.
Fine. I'll do it. It might be nice to be with him again. Bye. And thank you for playing with me.
It's done, at last. Soon the land will be unshrouded. We should return to Thaniel when we can.
We will. We'll do that. And we're going to do that by turning off your ridiculous helm. There you go. You look so much better without it, dude. Oh my gosh, that was cool. I really like that quest. I liked a couple of things about it. First of all, that person's voice acting, and I'm almost 100% sure without checking that's the voice of a woman doing the little boy's voice, and she's nailing it. I mean, we all know that a woman does the voice of Bart Simpson, for crying out loud. You know, there's just certain people are really good at doing certain voices. We gotta go this way. But just everything about the motion capture of the movements and the attitude and everything that kid was perfect. So good. And then in addition to that, I liked that you meet him early and have a little bit of an interaction with him, but then it there's a conflict and nothing goes anywhere. And then you get to come back. You're like, oh, yeah, I met a kid that looks like Thaniel. So it's very cool. Where is Thaniel? Oh, is he in camp? Where do we need to go? I think we need to go to camp. Hide the completed quests. Yeah, what are we looking for here? Ketheric Thorm's allies. Halsin is great for our help protecting the sanctity of life. Blah, 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 blah. Cursed monk. Lift the shadow curse. We should check in with Halsin next time we're at camp and see if Thaniel's doing better. Okay, then that's what we'll do. I still got this dryad with me. Well, darling, welcome to my camp. Now, where's the boy? Over by Halsin.
Time to press ahead.
Looks like it. Before we do anything, Halsin, give me that lamp.
The druid Halsin spoke to me while I was sleeping. He spoke of you. Said that you fought shadow and spite to restore me. 100 years of sickness almost ended. I feel every root that riddles the earth beginning to unfold. But there is one anchor, still holding the shadows in place. The soul that brought it into being, for the land to heal. Ketheric Thorm must die.
I'm working on that, kid. Okay, so give me this. This goes to me. Jadruk. And then also, the rest of your stuff is really cool. Really fun. Nice. This sword. Yeah, give that to me. And the Abyss Beckoners. Everything else about this can go to camp. You can hang on to the rest of it. You can hang on to all that stuff. And then what is this? A good berry? Alright, my friend. It was nice working with you for a very short amount of time.
Oakfather preserve you.
Well, I met a peer of yours, the druid Jahira. Do you know her?
Only by reputation. She was present when we marched against Ketheric Thorm, but on the far end of the battle lines from where I fought. And in the chaos that ensued, well, our forces were scattered. I led some to safety, but never learned of her fate. I'm glad to hear she survived. Though in truth, I should not be surprised. She was always said to be formidable and cunning. I could have learned much from her, no doubt.
Well, she did travel with some interesting people in her life. You're an archdruid. What could you possibly have left to learn from anyone?
No matter how long I live, I will always strive to remain a keen pupil. Only a fool would think he could drink in all knowledge until none is left. There is always more. Nature's tapestry is infinitely complex. I cannot help but wonder how she would have handled some of the challenges I faced as Archdruid. Would she have helped the refugees? Defended the Grove? Controlled Korga? At least now we can benefit from her presence, and perhaps work to a common goal.
I see. You've spent all these years fighting the Shadow Curse. What happens once it's lifted?
Honestly, I never thought I'd make it that far. But the Absolute is a threat to all, and I promised I'd help you with your parasite. So, I'll remain with you. If you'll have me, that is.
Okay. Of course. I only wish you'd joined me earlier.
So do I. But one duty at a time.
Now, I need you to remain at camp
Wherever
for now.
you need me.
That'd be good. Stay right here.
I'll be right here in camp. Take care out there.
I think we're pretty much done with everything else
Moving
in this particular region. And that's a guess, but I think we're ready to go on with Shadowheart next episode.
These lands may not be under the thrall of Lady Shah for much longer. No matter. She wishes for Ketheric Thorm to be punished. Her darkness was a blessing offered before he betrayed her. She can redirect her powers elsewhere once he is cast down.
Okay, well, I want to talk to you about your Shah worship.
I'm sure you do. But please try to understand that it's not something I can just talk about freely.
Really? Okay. You should trust me, we're in the same boat after all. Hey. I'm still shaking my head over Will rolling 3 critical misses in a row. But okay, I'll take that.
Very well. Perhaps there's potential in you. Let's see how you handle this. I am indeed a disciple of Shah. Mistress of the Night and Lady of Loss. I assume you've heard of her?
Adoy. I've heard Shar worship is vilified by many. Forbidden outright in parts.
Well, if that troubles you, perhaps you should fetch the bailiff to arrest me. Ah, but there's no bailiff here, is there? Just leagues of wilderness and the dangers lurking within. We're in this together, but I'll happily go it alone. My faith will keep me company.
I see. Well, join me then. We have work to do.
All right, some company wouldn't hurt on the road, especially if there's trouble.
So she's back. Okay, well. Let's rest then and move on. 'Cause I don't think there's a whole lot left to do. Mushroom soup. Hell yes. Mushrooms, mushrooms. Who's got the mushrooms? I need something worth 1 supply. There we go. So we really didn't get to test out Halsin too much, but maybe later.
I'll kill you so badly!
Yeah, you want to. We should give that thing back to our Shire Worshipper, Shadowheart. It's also this. Shadowheart, here's what we got for you. She's got this. Oh, take off that helmet, darling. That does not suit you. Okay, we're going to be moving through some stuff. So for right now, you should wear that and your Dark Justiciar's great shield. What does this do for you? The wielder has a +1 bonus to saving throws against spells. Good time then. Okay. Well, off we go.
So now what? Wait. Hope the trousseau comes through.
Packed blades.
Sharp as ever.
Wits and blades, always sharp.
I need to put your packed blade stuff in the same location as his because otherwise I'm going to get very confused. Not being able to see that. What does that do? Yeah, oh, it moves it up from +2 to +7 just for that club. That's nice. Okay, cool.
Alright, what now?
So, here's what I think we have. There's not much else left to go here. Ketheric Thorn must die. Find Zevlor. Zevlor was captured by the Cult of the Absolute. His fellow tieflings came foes and tried to surrender. We should look for him. Yeah. Where could we go look for him? Well, all there really is left is this area, the House of Healing, and this area south of it. We should go to the House of Healing. We should go to the Grand Mausoleum. Shadowheart, you should lead this bunch. We need to head south. This is north. What the hell is that? Oh, that's our place. Okay. Yep. Here's the house of
Onward in
healing.
her name.
Zevlor, you better have a good explanation, buddy. What's this down here? Anything interesting? That's back into the Shar area. We haven't been over here yet.
The psionic detector is sounding. Vlaakith's warriors are upon us.
There's some big ogres and stuff down there. What is this place? Oh, what the hell is this? This looks awesome. Oh my god, what is this giant war camp? Are you kidding me? Oh, holy crap, that's awesome. Okay. That is incredible. And here come the Githyankies.
To kill you. I won't make the same mistake.
Okay. The Githyanki have showed up. Well, now. Oh, she's got 127 hit points. And a lot of charisma. And a resistance to psychic. I'm trying to think of what I want him to do here. So this is gain advantage in attack rolls against celestials, fiends, and undead. Where is Lizelle? Lizelle is right there. Okay. You have the least effective weapon of the group. So here's what I want you to do. Yeah. It was kind of showing it being up here, and then it was flipping out, and then it was saying no, and there we go. Get up there. Okay. Do this. Go. Divine Sense. Gain advantage on attack rolls against celestials, fiends, and undeads. That doesn't count. And you're also concentrating, and this is Darkness Cloak. Create a cloud of magical darkness and immediately attempt to hide. Or we can hit somebody with some other things. Let's go with Dexterity saving throw. I think we're going to have Will fireball some people. And it's out of order again. Okay, Dexterity's on this end this time. There we go. Okay, you can just stay right there.
This is my time.
Yes, it is, my friend. You can hex somebody as well first, so you might as well. Dexterity was in the second slot, but not anymore. Why? 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 Why is this order random every time? I get him. Sure, get him because we can melee the guy who's closer. If you throw this fireball to here, who can you hit? You can hit. Okay, the guy in the back. You can't get all three, can you? All three. The fireball. They needs a 14 to save, and they rolled a 20. Better than Raider Nimba. Yeah. That's nice. I like that. Okay, good job, dude. So you're what? Yeah, you're at 95. He's at 57. Okay. What are you to hit now? 70? Not anymore. 90 to hit. Do I want to spend a point to try to make you afraid, or just try to kill you? Okay. Did they get stunned? They succeeded in the saving throw against the stun. Okay. Use trip range on Lizelle. She needs a 14 to save, and she rolled a 2. That'd be good. What? She succeeded in the saving throw against Oil of Diminution. And failed at beat, and then ended up tripped. Use trip attack. She received condition prone. I thought she succeeded in the... Alright, well, clearly I don't understand how that works. You're at 64% with Great Weapon Master on. You're at 88% with it off. Use your high spell and try to kill it. Yes. Paralyzing critical, sure. So now you have your paralyzed, reverberation, threatened, radiating orb, hexed, moon shield, and Githyanki war magic. Well. Use the smaller smite. And that finishes her off. Good job. She's dead. What does she got on her? What are these? Arachnia braces. Quickened mage hand. You can cast mage hand as a bonus action. Telekinesis. Really? What is this? Psionic ward armor. If the item detects that the wearer is Gith, they have resistance to psychic damage. Oh, well. We know where there's a gift, don't we? Okay. Royal orders. Lizelle. Check the royal orders when we're done. Dashing through the snow. Critically hit her with the pommel strike. But she saved for the stun or whatever it is. Yep, take that. Okay. Parried. Took no damage. The condition was parried. Ugh, rats. Okay. Well. What do you think, Will? You got what, 94% to hurt this person? That was nice. Okay, just smack him. That works. I need the same thing from you. What do you got? 55% because you're dazed. Well. What are you to hit him with wounded? No, that's no good. Ray of Fear. 55%. Try it. Oh, they're frightened. Now what are you to hit them? Doesn't matter. You've got Hex on Dexterity. Okay. Lae'zel. Can you jump up here? Oh, this guy's right here. Oh, I didn't see him. That's why I was heading in that direction. Okay. Arcane Recovery Charge. The number and level of spells the Arcane Recovery action can restore. You cannot restore spells above 5th level. Yeah, where is my Arcane Recovery? It needs to be up here in a more prominent slot here where I can see it. Alright. Go for it. You gotta get him. Sure. See if you can spin. Nah. I like precision attack too much. I rolled bad enough that I need to keep that, so let's do this. Yeah, use your luck now. Quickly hit him. What's he at now? 22? Okay, give him the bonus. Now do action surge. Get yourself a couple more to actually. Let's see. Waste 2 projectiles on him to make sure he gets dead. Good job, Rizzo. That was fun. The veteran raider Zuni used Oil of Diminution on Shadowheart. Shadowheart needs an 11 to save, and she rolled an 8. Okay, Portent died. Oh my goodness, Lizelle, you just got absolutely whipped, darling. Man. Okay. I can use Hunter's Remark for a level 1 spell slot. And I can use a channel oath charge to gain advantage on attack rolls. That's the one I need to use, like this undead one. Divine Sense gains you advantage on attack rolls against celestials, fiends, and undeads. The paladin gets this, and I think it's a level 2 thing, but maybe it's a level 3 thing. No, it's got to be a level 3 thing because my level 2 paladins who are warlocks don't have it. So this is good because it gives you advantages against any enemy. So this person's going to be easier to hit, supposedly, because why? They're threatened, they're rallied, oh, their dexterity is hexed. Okay. Well then, I want to hit you. Bonus action on you. Now I'm at 88% to smack you. Okay. That's a nice thing to be able to do with this class. And you're at 58? Yeah. Crunchy time. Won't you take me to Crunchy Town? Yep, and she's reduced. That's funny. Lizelle almost has no hit points left. You will not disarm my light, buddy. Oh, I'm going to completely smash you. Lizelle, please do your second wave. I can do enlarge reduce if I want to. This person's got 29 and this person's got what? 43. Will, can you stop rolling critical misses long enough to kill this thing? You got what, 1 spell left? Good job, what's he down to? 39? Kill it. That's nice. Okay. Shadowheart, can you walk over to our Githyanki friend and heal them? Yes. Good. Okay. Healing Radiance, lay on hands for 32, or you can upscale that to what? Here for 7 to 28? 7 to 28 or lay on hands for 32. Do the lay on hands, please. The 32 variant. That's such a nice thing to be able to do. Okay, go ahead and shield efface her. Yep. Let's get this guy from both directions. What do you to hit him? 55? Won't you take me to Crunchy Town? I still got this. Extra attack, short rest, soul breaker. That works for me. You, boss. Can you get over here? Nope. Now you can. Okay. Can't swing at him, but that'll be next turn. Will, I think you might just want to make this guy pay if you can. That works. Very nice. Shadowheart or Lizelle. Let's let Lizelle get revenge against her brethren here. Smack him. No, I said smack him. That's not how you smack him. Let's finish him off this way then. It's one of them. Well, now it's down to me. Okay.
Was right. The Quanith alerted us to the hunters.
Freshened
It
up
did.
and ready to fight.
It is as we knew. My people have turned their blades against us. They will emerge from the shadows and descend from the skies, and we will grant them their only just fate. Death.
That's why I like you, Lizelle. No fooling around there. Well, oh, there's a fancy diamond. There's loot to pick up and send to camp, but this is going to be the end of it for this particular episode. So, folks, thank you for hanging out with me, following along on this wonderful game, which has been just so darn amazing. I'm enjoying every little bit of it.
Find a way forward.
I hope you all are too. There's a little sight down there that we got to get. Arrow of many targets. Wow. That's what they were smashing us with. Didn't like that. So this looks like a gigantic war camp behind here. I mean, this looks amazing. I am excited to see what that's all about and if that's where Zevlor is, in fact. So, everybody, thanks for watching as usual. Dig it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, leave your questions and comments down below, and I will see you next time. Until then, happy gaming.